The clock on my dashboard read -1 when I pulled into the grand driveway of Pinecrest Manor, holding a bundle of white gardenias in my lap. I wore a tailored lace gown that I had spent months fitting to perfection, expecting to see valet attendants, rushing florists, and arriving guests. Instead, the asphalt grounds were entirely deserted, and heavy steel chains locked the main glass entrance. Through the dark windows, the ballroom was completely empty, with not a single chair unfolded or light turned on. An old maintenance worker watering the perimeter hedge turned his hose off, shook his head slowly, and mentioned that a wedding had occurred 3 days prior, but nothing was scheduled for today. My heart hammered in my chest as I pulled out my phone to dial the event management office, praying there had simply been a massive calendar miscommunication. The general director picked up, scanned his database, and informed me that my future mother-in-law, Brenda Vance, had walked into the office on Tuesday afternoon to terminate the reservation. She had reclaimed the full $14,000 security fund onto her personal account, swallowing the $9,000 I had personally contributed toward the venue. As I ended the call in absolute disbelief, my father stepped out of Brenda's husband's luxury sedan, carefully straightening a suit jacket they had bought him. He told me to stop making a scene and let Brenda manage the situation. When I demanded to know why she had taken my hard-earned savings, my father sighed with deep annoyance, as if my grief was merely an inconvenience to his afternoon. He looked at me with cold disappointment and stated that I was overreacting, adding that I should be thankful someone in that family actually possessed organizational skills. Then he deployed the sharp insult he had held over my head ever since. I paused my studies to nurse my late mother through her final illness, reminding me that I never finish anything I start. I stared at his impassive face, turned toward my vehicle, and reached deep into the trunk to retrieve a scuffed Navy operations binder that Brenda used to mock endlessly. That simple binder held 14 years of professional logistics contracts, emergency contingency clauses, trusted vendor contacts, and dozens of professional favors earned from years of coordinating high-stakes events. A sudden notification chimed on my screen, revealing a series of rapid messages in the private family chat. Brenda had proudly written to her children that the deed was done, predicting I would break down in tears the moment I hit the locked gates. Her eldest daughter had responded with laughing emojis, asking if anyone was filming my reaction, while Brenda's husband confirmed that their secret 30-person gathering at the private country club was fully prepared. They genuinely believed they could wreck my wedding, pocket my hard-earned money, and coerce me into accepting Brenda's downsized alternative while branding me a complete failure to the world. I immediately dialed my trusted assistant director Julian, and told him we were executing an emergency venue migration for 200 attendees in 85 minutes flat. He did not hesitate for a single second, asking only for the backup coordinates while I flipped through my verified contacts. I selected Oak Ridge Pavilion, a rustic stone estate whose proprietor owed me an immense favor from a massive corporate gala I had saved to summers ago. The venue owner answered on the second ring and confirmed that the main hall was spotless, the kitchen prep space was clear, and our standing emergency policy guaranteed immediate access. Within 12 short minutes, Julian had redirected our catering fleet, the floral designers, the string ensemble, and to complete setup crews to the new destination. Meanwhile, my bridal party began making swift, professional phone calls to every single attendee on our list. They delivered a firm, reassuring script that updated the location while promising that the ceremony timing remained entirely unchanged, ensuring that not a single guest would arrive at an empty building. I pulled into the parking lot of Oak Ridge Pavilion at 3:15, surrounded by the beautiful sights of delivery vans reversing into loading bays and crew members placing rows of seating. The floral designer wiped away a sudden tear when she caught sight of me, laughing softly as she scrambled to erect a massive floral archway with under 40 minutes remaining. My groom, Grant, called me from a highway rest stop, breathlessly explaining that his mother had tricked him into leaving town for a bogus golfing retreat with his brothers. I reassured him that I trusted his innocence completely, and he promised to sprint straight to the venue without delay. Grant arrived precisely at 4 o'clock, pulled on his tuxedo inside the main office, and walked out into the courtyard with complete devotion in his eyes. By that time, every single guest was comfortably seated in the golden afternoon light, taking in the magnificent ambience of candlelit stone walls and soft violin melodies. Brenda, her husband, and her daughter ambled into the back row 10 minutes late, expecting to find an empty parking lot filled with panicked, weeping relatives. Their faces transformed into absolute shock as they took in the elegant crowds, professional photographers, blooming blossoms, and serene atmosphere that defied their entire scheme. During the middle of the service, Brenda suddenly stood up and delivered a rehearsed speech about minor booking errors, and how the Vance family had graciously saved the day through quick thinking. I calmly stepped forward, raised my voice for the entire pavilion to hear, and revealed that there had been no simple error at all. I explained clearly that Brenda had secretly canceled our contract, taken our entire $9,000 deposit, and organized a hidden gathering without informing either the bride or the groom. I gently laid the official cancellation sheet, complete with her signature, right alongside my bouquet on the altar table. A heavy hush fell over the assembled crowd, breaking Brenda's composure as her practiced smile instantly fractured into pure outrage. She shouted that I was trying to publicly embarrass her, claiming her elite family had opened doors that a woman without a college degree could never hope to enter on her own. From the third row, Grant's supportive aunt spoke up loudly, pointing out that I had managed to open an entire estate in under an hour and a half. I slowly turned my head toward my father, reminding him of his hurtful words regarding my past sacrifices for our family. I told him that I dropped out of school because my mother was dying, remaining by her bedside while he chose to look the other way, yet I had built a successful career regardless. I pointed out that I had successfully relocated to 100 people, full catering, musicians, and an entire wedding while he stood outside locked doors telling me to feel grateful. My father lowered his head in utter shame, unable to meet my eyes as the crowd murmured softly around us. The minister asked if we were ready to proceed with our vows, and Grant and I answered together without a single second of doubt. We were officially wed beneath a woven floral arch at 432, surrounded by the overwhelming applause of everyone who truly loved us. Brenda quietly slunk out of the estate before the ring exchange concluded, while her daughter stayed just long enough to see their cruel plan collapse into our ultimate victory. A local news station picked up the remarkable story a few days later, forcing Brenda to step down from her prestigious charity panel amid public backlash. Graham personally demanded the full return of our stolen funds in writing, securing every penny back into our account shortly after. My battered Navy operations notebook now rests on a wooden shelf in our home, right beside our wedding picture and my late mother pressed gardenias. I never went back to complete that university degree, because I ended up finishing something far more meaningful in the long run. I completely conquered the exact day that bitter people designed to destroy me, and I walked through a door they mistakenly thought they had locked forever.